Where are we meeting the men that don't stop? Where are we finding them?
Someone tell me where I can find a decent, loyal, funny, good-looking guy around here?
I'm convinced that it ain't no motherfucking men out here anymore. It's just with balls.
Where have all the good men gone?
Where are all the men? Where can I find a good man? Where can I find a man? Where are all the men?
Where are the men at? Where are the men that are gonna open the car door? Where are the men at that are going to provide and protect? Like, women have ruined this for us. Where do I find y'all?
Do you ever think that they might be sick and tired of having half their stuff taken from them if you're not happy? Did you ever think that they don't like being accused of being abusive because, I don't know, they said, I don't like this, or you shouldn't do that, or maybe they got angry?
Where are all the good men that still respect women to understand that they don't deserve to be played with, lied to, and manipulated?
All the good men got played, so now all they do is just work, scroll TikTok, chill, and ignore people.
I'm genuinely curious why y'all are saying no to me.
The man who would have opened the car door was probably rejected by you when you were 25, and instead wanted to smoke up with Chad and ride the CC in his van with this Chad buddies. I believe the whole idea of modern dating, especially online dating, does a couple of things. It shows men as mail order men, which in turn smashes their status for not having friends or family who can set them up with a wife, but also the moment a guy has to think of dating woman, or a woman has to think about dating men, it's going to be disregarded from the opposite gender, because both will not only meet a lot of bad apples, but this also forces every man and woman to seize their date across the table as a black box that's potentially 2% psychopath and 2% narcissist based on societal average. This means they get to their first date with no social proof other than photos.
Marriage, like, I just want to know.
The good men are the ones that have put in so much effort and had women trash them for putting in the effort. They've had women take advantage of them because they want to be a gentleman, they want to open the doors, they want to pay for your dinner, and you just expect that that is supposed to happen. The idea that you should have multiple men pandering after you just to see which one is the best is atrocious.
Imagine living in a society where everything is in your favor, and imagine being that woman crying buckets, while that very society gives you everything you need, and there is a line of simps, a mile long, willing to give you everything, and you still fail. Seriously. Everything, because of politicians, is overwhelmingly in their favor, and they still cry because they fail.
I also feel like I'm getting older and it's like I have to put some effort into dating or I'm just gonna be alone forever, but now I'm just honestly getting to the point where I'm just gonna be the single aunt.
I don't want to wake up at, 60 by myself.
I'm 53. I would like to think that I'm still young, right?
Being alone, having no one there to talk to as you age, no kids.
As a 41-year-old woman, I am terrified. I'm lonely, but I don't think I'm that lonely. Dude, a 60-year-old man liked my profile, and it makes me, I think I'm gonna cry. I'm 41, I'm not. Holy snaky.
It's a sad state of affairs for women, because they have lied themselves into a lonely existence. When men are fighting to get into a relationship that lasts, women are fighting to make sure they don't have a husband at the end of the day. So really what's going on with women is justified by their own actions. Imagine someone treating you the same way you have treated them for once, and you don't like it. Also, imagine thinking you are so alone in wanting to be loved unconditionally, just for who you are, and just for being there. The fact is that they did this to themselves, and as they are so strong and independent, they don't need a man until suddenly reality slaps them on the face. They have wasted their 20s chasing bad boys and Chad, and their value has dropped and are undesirable to high-value men. Enjoy your cats and the small feeling you have that men go through every day. As usual, they will come on social media and say they are a victim to remove accountability for their poor choices. This is why dating should only be for serious consideration of marriage. Hookup culture and flings will just hurt you in the long run. Stop looking for love and work on yourself, humble yourself, and become the best you. And naturally, your better half will appear in your life. And often, it is someone you never expected. Take care of yourself, kings, and remind yourself that you matter too. Always remember two things, fellas. Any female tears in front of a camera, or in front of you, are fake. Women have no emotional control. But tears are used to manipulate the world around her so that her size and physique cannot move on their own. Women need proxies. The only genuine tears of anguish, sadness, or regret fall when she is alone, with no one around to manipulate them. Women find 80% of all men unattractive. Such men are invisible to them. So, they are angry and despondent and resent having to compete with more fit, feminine-friendly, and cooperative women just to wait for their turn with the other 20% of men. She gets with them, but she can't keep them. Because what such men want also matters, and she doesn't have what he wants. She's in a long line at an amusement park, waiting for her 5-minute ride, only to be told to leave. They ignored the warnings that no man wants to come home after a hard day at work and crawl into bed with 100 or more other dudes. They train themselves to always be bored with just one man, so they can never actually have a successful relationship with any man. This is called being run through by Chad and Tyrone in their 20s, and friend-zoning good fellas that could actually give them a stable life. But they have this modern woman mindset that there is always someone better and shouldn't settle for an average guy who would actually respect them and look after them. I guess the only constant a woman brings to each relationship she's in is herself. If a woman has been through multiple failed relationships and is still blaming each man she was in a relationship with as the problem, she is the one with the problem. Women will continue to suffer until they understand that maybe, just maybe, they are the issue in the relationship. Unrealistic and unreasonable standards, playing the blame game, chasing the same man that 5 other women also want, rejecting the nice guy during their prime years, constantly harping on how they don't need any man. After a while, all of this adds up and works against them. So, then they find themselves like the women in this video, crying and complaining about how unhappy they are, without acknowledging that they made their own bed. Now they have to lie in it. All of this should be a wake-up call for women. It's all part of the journey. Everyone goes through tough times in life, but they don't last forever. These are just snapshots in time of people at a low moment, probably not even at their worst moments. You need to pay attention. They teach us what is really important and what to value. They take you out of the superficial and present you with those feelings of sadness so that you can pay attention and recognize that something needs to change. You can find love and companionship at any age, and for some people multiple times in life. Even a dog or pet is awesome. But we're human, and we need others. It's not a weakness, just a wake-up call. Also, maybe we should appreciate the people in our lives who are there for us. They say that accountability is a woman's kryptonite, and it's true. Accountability and responsibility are both. Whenever modern women have to face accountability, they start to lose it. You never hear a woman say, "I'm alone because of my bad decisions, and I accept full responsibility for my behavior." Why is that? Whenever modern women have to take responsibility, they start the blame game or become the victims. If you observe with a keen eye, you will also notice this pattern. Women need to understand what a man is putting on the line when he dates, or even more gets married. Dating is risking going to prison if she falsely accuses him of assault or whatever she wants to come up with, because the law will automatically take the female's side. Marriage is just as bad, as the divorce court will destroy a man and give her the children, half of what he has spent his life working for, and take a large percentage of his income for many years. Men, being logical, will figure out that women are just not worth the risk of all they can lose. I guess with how cold and callous women are towards guys who are actually nice to them, it's impossible for me to feel sorry for them. The only thing that they can do is try to save the next generation and tell them to be nice and supportive to the guys who are nice and supportive to them, and to not give the time of day to guys who are not. Isn't it funny that when you look into the relationships that modern women claim were toxic, you find that all the toxic things they saw in the relationship were that men had traditional views of not just women, but in what a relationship should be. They chase the chads and get their hearts broken. It's not like they can't get a man, but ignore the countless number of good men. Welcome to a man's world. I have no empathy for all these women who tell the world about their feelings. It's just for attention and validation. Brothers, don't fall for the fake tears. Watch and learn from these women. Many men these days just don't care about female tears anymore. Not every female is trying to hold out for rich Chad, but many of them are. The normal guy working his 40K job is completely invisible to modern women. The girl in the car crying is an average chick who could have had a regular dude. Any woman talking about a toxic ex is a walking red flag. She chose him and stayed with him through all the toxicity. Feminism pushed through in the 60s and 70s led to the parents who engineered this current generation. Once women started leaving the home and were encouraged to do so, things went downhill fast. The parents of the millennials, and later on, were never home. They were the first parents that outsourced pretty much the entire childhood of their kids. Daycare, public school, after-school care, TV, etc. These new adults were not raised, they were indoctrinated and are doing exactly what they were taught to do. Parents may have lived at home with their children, but didn't interact with them. I feel genuinely bad for these people because they did exactly what they were told to do, and they can't understand why it didn't make them happy. And it's because these things were all encouraged by everyone, including their parents. No one stopped and asked them to think about this stuff in depth. This was just the life you were supposed to live. Boss babe, it's up and everything will work out, because Hollywood said so. Blame the parents of these women, because they didn't parent their daughters at all. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Support us and help us spread support for men around the world. Do comment and share your thoughts. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.